I have. I almost got run into by several of your neighbors at that Target. People blast through that mall.
I know. Me too. I'm the I was the originator of going 100 miles an hour through
The mall,
parking
the
lot,
mall blaster, the original mall blaster.
Did I tell you that story on pod about how we used to go there?
Is this about getting chased by the cops at the mall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Getting killed at Red Lobster.
Go for if you're hearing this for the first time. Go back to episode 73, I believe. That's what that one was. It's about at the.
It sounds true.
8 or 10 minute mark. I think we're talking about that from my recollection.
Wow, it's impressive.
What was I going to say about
I didn't realize you had that stuff indexed in your brain.
I do not. That's the goose chase. Matty, maybe you can remember better than me. But you know what? If you're hearing this for the first time, go back and listen to all the episodes.
All of them.
That's so true. Our pod is really good. You should listen to all the episodes we've ever done.
Got a lot of catching up to do.
Mm-hmm. Most of our funny Rory stories about getting stuck at the mall are episode 65, actually, according to my little list here.
Wow, that was close. That was closer than I would.
Not bad. You're within plus minus 10. It's pretty good considering we've done like 119 of the things.
Oh my god. What did we say how many do we have to do before we were done?
It's 120.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. All right, welcome to the last episode. What is this
of what?
pod?
Of Tired, the car podcast for people who understand that cars are bad. Is that what it is?
It's really good off the dome.
I remembered. It's been a while. It's been a minute with your friends Matty and Rory and me, Peter. Yeah, we're back from a little summer hiatus. What's changed? I should thank the powers that be and the U.S. government for putting their suicidal war on pause just long enough that my family could go on the vacation that I planned.
True.
6 months ago before they started bombing a country that responded by rendering us completely impotent.
Shocker.
But now we're back at it, which is great. So we can look forward to the complete collapse of the global economy sometime later this year. But what else has been going on?
Well, I published a big thing about AI that I think was kind of well received, mostly just cribbing from Ed Zitron, his blog. But I have been very surprised talking to a lot of people who are like very tech savvy and like very like I wouldn't say reliant on, but like certainly AI positive or like AI neutral.
Mm-hmm.
And
AI curious.
The like or like people who like they're getting a ton of pressure from their job or whatever to do it, but it's like the Zitron stuff, I guess, is mostly just around like how this is financially not workable, which like that was a conclusion. Ed, I think, has done all the research and knows the issue in a lot greater depth than maybe anybody, or certainly than me. But I was like, when they said $1 trillion like 2 summers ago or whatever, I was like, oh, well, that's never going to work. It was like immediately like clock that. It's like, oh, well, that's fake. Like that's not going to happen. Because like that's just too much money to ever pay back. But people don't, I think that's like a really, I was talking to a guy who's a CTO the other day, and he was like, well, like moms in Waterford Hills are using ChatGPT on their phone, like as Google. They're like, hey, Google, find me or hey, ChatGPT, find me a Chinese restaurant or whatever. He's like, well, that's not going away. And I was like, that could absolutely go away. Like that's like,
yeah.
Well, one, they're doing that because it's free.
Yeah.
And as soon as it's not free, they're not going to do it.
But it's not built into Google anymore. They're not going to do it anymore.
It's like, that's costing ChatGPT money every time they do that.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
And it's like the unit economics thing of like every ChatGPT user costs them whatever X amount of money, and that number only gets worse over time. It's like, it's so weird, like the kind of like assumed inevitability of tech, where it's like, well, there's a thing that people use, it can't go away. It's like, no, dude, all this shit goes away. Like that's the whole nature of this whole thing. Is like these products that were like, indispensable or whatever, or like huge, and then it's like, oh, they don't make money, and it's like they just go away. It's like Vine or like
MySpace.
Yeah, like Friendster, like it's like, yeah, it just goes away, dude. Like it's like,
I mean, Facebook, like all of the Meta products are in a kind of like slow motion going away,
Yeah, but it's so fun. It's like, I don't know. It also makes you feel insane because it's like, maybe I'm wrong and everybody else is right about it, or like, why do I think about this stuff?
Right.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah. But it's also just like so transparently like, and I mean, we've talked about this a million times. It's so transparently just kind of like, the next, like, that our entire economy is just dependent upon these hype bubbles, you know, and it's so transparently one of those of like, it's just a self-perpetuating thing, it's not even about like making money off of the actual product at some point. What it's about is attracting investment and like like convincing everybody that, oh no, we need to invest trillions of dollars in this, just like, gargantuan fucking infrastructure thing of building out these data centers or whatever. They're going to be obsolete within 5 years anyway.
Yeah, they're obsolete now. But it's just like, right, as they're being installed, they're obsolete.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that have like no hope of like there's none of the underlying infrastructure to support them, It's like we can't power these things.
No, everyone hates them. Even normies hate the data centers, which is awesome. Exactly.
Yeah, the whole thing, it's like this is the only like growth area in the economy. Is just like, well, what would how do we even put people to work? Well, it's like you build these insane
Walmart
places.
Yeah.
And
there's a really funny,
no function, no use.
It was like the data center thing, or not data center thing, but like the current thing that's happening like between the Nvidia and OpenAI and Anthropic and like the 5 big companies. Microsoft, I think, is the other one, and Oracle. But they're just committing money back and forth and never even necessarily writing the check. It's just like, oh yeah, this is $100 million investment, and then like, oh, we're counting this as an revenue. We're counting this as an investment. Yada yada. It's like this circular, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's the whole economy. That's the whole thing.
No,
it's just like these like commitments to invest money, and then it's like, I think like people didn't know that you could do it that blatantly, because it's like historically that would raise some red flags where it'd be like, hey, nothing's actually taking place here. This is just a series of press releases. But it's like everything else in this era, where it's like that type of economic activity has been happening for a decade or two, but it's like they just found out you can do it in a more blatant and obviously fake way, and it's like, oh, like,
yeah.
hey,
Well, I mean,
like,
it's the
we
Musk
can just
model.
commit these
I mean,
crimes.
this is Elon Musk's
Yeah,
innovation, his true innovation and contribution to society is just the completely transparent grift of just like, you just say some shit and and
but I
watch
think, like,
the number go up.
He's disrupted the idea of having a business model. He's disrupted the entire concept of a business model where you do business.
Well, and it's just, I mean, that's just again kind of a continuation on. I mean, it's kind of the inevitable consequence of just the complete financialization of the economy that goes back, for 30 or 40 years. Yeah, I mean, that's just been a kind of ongoing project of neoliberalism. But
and the collapse of any regulatory, whatever.
I was going to say, I think that's the new thing, though, is like the lack of fear of the market, like the financial markets, and then the other thing is like the lack of fear of regulators is new, where it's like, I think like that's a very recent innovation where it's like, oh, these are just crimes. You're just doing crimes now. And it's like out in the open. And it's like, well, nothing happens now. But it's
also it's kind of like this tacit agreement between everyone involved, where everybody recognizes the hollowness of it, but agrees that as long as we pretend that this is all real, that there will never be consequences. that we can just kind of believe it. We can wish it into perpetual prosperity, and that's what the market is. It's just like it's a market that's completely untethered from reality and is completely built on faith. It's like this kind of religious thing of like, if we all just keep believing, it will continue.
And that's kind of true, though. It's like,
I mean that's what I mean.
It's all class
it's not wrong,
too, right?
It's not wrong, but
I mean, it's like,
but I mean, it's every class is implicated in this. Well, not every class, but anybody. I mean, even down to just kind of like middle class people who's anybody who has a fucking retirement account, or even like fucking Social Security, it's like,
count me out.
I mean, but it's not just the billionaire or even kind of 10%er class. It cuts a pretty wide swath.
Because it was a 401k or has
I think too, though, that's
you're
like
you're dependent upon the continuation of that thing.
I think they do yoke you to it, like involuntarily. I mean, I don't have any investments, or I'm not going to get Social Security. I would not know how much money I have in a 401k or anything, because it's not the kind of jobs I've ever had. But like when you are, they have taken people in the, I would say in the like middle class and maybe slightly downward, and said like, listen, you're in this boat with us. But I think a lot of what we're talking about, like the active rejection of the social contract and breaking down of the social contract of like, there's no regulators. No one's doing anything about the bad actors. The bad actors are all talking to each other about what they're going to do and doing it out in the open. Everyone who's committing crimes is doing so with like crazy money and whatever leverage they already have in like the land, labor, and capital assets they possess. Like the total crushing of any kind of social contract that anyone else has to say, we need to keep all of these bad actors with assets from harming people who don't have them in society. Like, there's nothing. It's this total collapse of, like, these people can do whatever they want, especially to you, and, like, it's just the volume knob is cranked way up now is what it feels like.
Well, the other interesting thing, too, is, like, there used to be kind of like a bulwark of like self-interest where it's like people who invest money in this stuff didn't used to want to get defrauded, but it's like you know what I mean? It's like there used to be kind of like a mechanism like in on Wall Street of like, hey, Tesla's accounting practices are super fucked up, and like I've looked into this and we're getting out of this because this is like gonna, you know, we're gonna lose money or whatever, or like OpenAI or whatever, like they're doing stuff that's like not sustainable. And I think like whatever, you could say the markets this week are starting to wake up to the AI thing and wake up to the Tesla thing, but it's like it's been going on for like 20 years where it's like Tesla is like a $400 a share stock where it's like they don't have market share or make a profit or like have any kind of meaningful impact on their industry. And it's like that kind of check of like, hey, we don't want to get burned or we feel like we're getting ripped off here. And I know the thing is like, you know, you just ride it and then you hope you're the first one off. You know what I mean? You hope you're the first one off. You can jump off before the retail people or before like the small fish, and you're the smart one. You got out in time or whatever. But it's like that. I don't know, that it feels like a big change. Where, again, it's like the self-interestedness is not a check. You know, like. You guys you know Jonathan Richman, Peter, from Modern Lovers?
Does he?
Yeah. Okay.
Peter, your face just now was priceless.
Okay.
Thank you.
We've never talked
Peter was
about it
covering
before.
Jonathan Richman for as long as I've been alive.
Wanna take his place. See, he's stoned.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm a big Jonathan Richman guy.
I can see it now. Yeah. I have been listening to that I Jonathan record a lot.
Which one? What does that have on it?
It's like just his face. He's got like a blue striped shirt.
Right, but what?
Oh, Summer
yeah,
Feeling. Yeah. It's Party in the USA. You Can't Talk to the Dude. Velvet Underground.
Oh, it's a different one.
I Was Dancing at the Lesbian Bar.
Classic.
Yeah, okay, that's a little bit after the one I'm thinking of. But yeah,
He's a guy that I like have kind of been vaguely aware of, but like not like never really gotten into, you know, like hear little bits and pieces, and like this is the first record that
yeah.
like,
Great
No,
stuff.
he's a big one for me. I mean, he's not he's not infallible. He has some kind of there are some songs of his that I'm surprised he continues to play because they're just like really fucking creepy. But no, I mean, for me, he's just like one of the all-time greats. And have you ever seen him perform?
no.
You got to see him.
He's on tour currently.
Yeah. And, like the first time I went and saw him for the first time in college, this girl that I was dating kind of dragged me to like, and I knew who he was, and I liked Modern Lovers but I mean, he would play LA just constantly, and I finally got dragged to this show, and it was just like, oh my fucking God. Like, this is like, it was just so great. And it was just him,
Yeah.
But he's just one of those performers, where he just with just a nylon string acoustic guitar and his own PA and he's just like, half the time he's not even playing guitar, he's just dancing around and singing and stuff. Perfect. But he just completely commands the entire room, and it's so much fun. He has so much charisma, and and after that night, I was just like, I'm never not going to see Jonathan Richman.
Yeah.
Like I will never pass on a Jonathan Richman show again. And for years, I would go every single show that he played in LA, yeah, I have some funny. There's some funny stories. Like there was a time, I went and saw him just like within the last, like not last winter, but the winter before. He played not too far from here.
You saw him at Homer, right?
Yeah, and it was and after not having seen him for like, I don't know, 25 years or something, and it was so moving because he was visibly much older than I remembered, but nothing had his spirit had not dimmed at all. You know, and he was his whole, I mean, everything about what he does, it was just completely intact, and just the kind of joy of it. And yeah, it was really profoundly moving. But there was like there was this time when, God, when was this? This would have been like, I think it was after John Worster had started playing with Mountain Goats, so it would have been like late aughts, and we were starting a tour, and I flew down to North Carolina, and we were gonna rehearse, like have a rehearsal the day before leaving for tour, and we were rehearsing at 506, local 506, which is this venue on Franklin Street in Chapel Hill, which is kind of like the main kind of college town drag. And it's just like this, you know, like a small kind of 300 cap room. And Worcester was friends with you know, the guy that ran it, and you know, it just asked, you know, hey, can we just come in and just rehearse, you know, like with gear on stage, and, you know, with our own stuff, whatever, just to kind of make sure everything's working with our, you know, with Brandon running sound and stuff. So, and he's just like, yeah. You know, I've got, you know, there's a show that night, but you know, they're not showing up until, you know, they're not sound checking until like 4 p.m. or something. So you can have the room up until then. Okay, cool. So we show up and set up our stuff and rehearse, and then we're leaving to break for lunch or something, when we come back, we see at the back of the, you know, and it's like, you know, it's the middle of the day, but it's totally dark in the club, and there's like a back entrance, and the door is open, and you see like a figure coming in the back, you know, so it's just like a silhouette against this blinding light, and it's like, oh, that must be the, you know, and he's like carrying an amp or whatever, and it's like, oh, that must be the, you know, whoever's playing tonight loading in, and you just hear this voice, and he says something like God, well, it was just like, hey, you guys rehearsing for a show or something? And it was just like unmistakably fucking Jonathan Richman.
Oh my God.
And it's like, wait, are you playing tonight? He's like, yeah. And it's like, oh my fucking God, it's Jonathan. Jonathan's playing at the 506 tonight. And like, I wanted to go so bad, but it was just like, I was staying like all the way, you know, I was staying out by the airport, and it was just like, there was no fucking way. But it was just the funniest thing to see, like this ominous kind of silhouetted figure in the doorway, and then to hear that voice coming out. It's just like,
That's awesome. Oh my God.
Well, have a great rehearsal.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen you 41 times.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Real? Oh my God, I've been there.
Yeah, but he's one of the all-timers for me.
Yeah, I mean, that it doesn't get any better than like Jonathan Richman's great, Modern Lovers is great. It doesn't get better than Roadrunner. It doesn't get any better. It didn't get any better.
I mean, that's just one of the greatest songs of all fucking time.
It will fix you.
It's yeah. I remember like my my first job, you know, in high school, and at summer that I was 16, I worked at Wiener Schnitzel when it was still Der Wiener Schnitzel, which of course is incorrect.
Wow.
And I would I would get out of work, I would close and get out of work, you know, like maybe at like 11 or whatever. And I had my dad's, like I was driving my dad's Firebird. I think he was like traveling or something. So that was like, and then this was like at the Firebird's kind of nadir when it was just completely like clapped out, just total rattle trap, you know, gutless rattle trap. But that was like my summer car. And, and when I would leave, I would be leaving work at the exact time that this KSPC DJ would come on with his show, and the first song that he would play to open his show was Roadrunner. And so I'd just be getting onto the 60 freeway in the Firebird with fucking Roadrunner coming on the radio and just feeling like, man, the world belongs to me. This fucking rules.
That's so real. Which KSPC DJ? Do you remember?
Oh, I have no idea who it was. It was not anybody that
No
that
one we
you
know.
or
Got it.
that I would. Yeah, no idea. But lost to the sands of time. But,
Man.
but yeah, Jonathan's great.
That's awesome.
It's good. Yeah, it's been a summer soundtrack for me. I very pleasantly, you know, it's so best feeling in the world, not best feeling in the world. One of the best feelings in the world is like finding a musician that you like and then realizing that there's like thousands of hours of back catalog to get into, and you're like, oh, like I don't have to think of anything else for a long time. I'm just gonna go down, get all the way into this.
Well, when you do run out of Jonathan Richman, I feel like I would be remiss if one of my big vacation takeaways, and I do want to talk a little bit about my travels because I do have some automotive things to talk about. But God, the new fucking Olivia Rodrigo record is so
really
good.
I mean, I was into the last one,
dude. She fucking kicks ass. I mean, the last record, I could not believe how fucking good that record was. I listened to it so much, and that was just one where it was like, you know, my daughter was still solidly in her kind of Taylor tween phase, and so she, you know, it was kind of on her radar when it came out. And she's like, "Can we listen to this? It just came out." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." We listened to it in the car, and I was kind of like, "Wait, this is."
Yeah, how are they doing this now?
This is fucking good. And then later in the day, like we listened to, you know, like a few songs, whatever, on the way home back from wherever we were coming in. And then I was running errands later in the day, and I listened to the rest of it, and I was just like, bro, this fucking record rules. And like that night, I was talking to her in, and I said, "Hey, I got bad news for you, kid." Like, she's like, "What?" I said, Olivia Rodrigo. I listened to the rest of that Olivia Rodrigo record. And I said, "She's better than Taylor Swift." And Natalia said, "I know." I was like, "Yeah, cool."
Nice.
But
it's very funny. Like that's another like modern, like those. I think it like the innovation of the change is like the kind of taste of like the teenage tween girl thing. Like a lot of those records are pretty good. Like a lot, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the stuff that you see like kids listening to is like thoughtful and like well done on a technical level, which I guess we're used to, but it's like also like good songs. Like it's like, I don't know. It's like how, it feels a little bit how like, you know, you see like a Instagram video of a kid playing like an 8-year-old playing like a Yngwie Malmsteen song, and you're like, oh, that's not. You have to, you know, you're like, you're too far ahead. Like someone made you play guitar when you were 3, and that's child abuse, and like,
right.
But it's like these kids who can write songs who are 20. It's like, you're not supposed to be able to do that now. Like you're supposed to be maturing into that. You're supposed to make like 10 really bad records with your friends, not just start out with this. It's very, I mean, it's good for them. I'm glad for it, but
she's got a new producer too. Besides, I don't know if he was in the last one, but she's got a guy who's not not Jack. What's his name now? She's got
Antonoff.
Dan Nigro now is the producer on this one, who I guess has done a bunch of stuff. I'm not familiar with any of his tracks. I'll have to check this out.
Yeah, no, he did the last one. I don't know if he did. I still haven't listened to the first album of hers, but the last one I thought fucking ruled, like straight up unironically great.
Oh yeah, he was also on Guts. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And this one is very different. I mean, the last one was like pretty aggro and punk rock in places, and this one is not. This one is much more kind of pop, but it's super like 80s informed and very new wave, and it's like, and there's kind of this running bit of where it's like this Cure motif, both lyrically and musically, where she's like, you know, referencing, I mean, there's a song called The Cure, which has this great pun about, you know, something, you know, your love is this and that, but it'll never be the cure.
Oh my God, Robert Smith is on the record. That's crazy.
Well, and that's the thing. And I went into it completely blind. I listened to this record like I didn't know anything. I was just like, I downloaded it before we left, and I was like, I should listen to this record while we're gone. And I put it on, like, not having read anything about it whatsoever. And when that song came on and fucking Robert Smith is singing on it, it was like I had already picked up on these Cure things, and it's like, okay, that's cute. And also this song is a fucking jam, like totally rules. I mean, there's just so much just catchy shit. The drumming on it is fucking incredible. But she's just a massive fucking talent, man. She writes such good songs, and even like the ones that are just like really just kind of like unabashedly like goofy love songs or whatever. There's just like this economy of phrasing, of just like being able to, you know, I mean, there's just the one song that's just you plus me equals a heart forever, you know. It's just, it's like total like teenage tripe, you know, but there's like the line is like what is, I got a feeling wounds are healing, talking on the phone, which, okay, like whatever, and but then it's like, I know everybody changes, I hope that we don't. Which is just like, fuck, man. It's like, that's so potent, you know. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It just like, I think she's so much better than she even knows that she is. Yeah. You know?
It's very exciting.
Yeah. It's fucking great. I can't stop listening to it. And it's funny, Natalia's like the same. Like, we're so on the same wavelength about this record. And she's just like, it's kind of becoming a problem for me. Like, I can't stop listening to this record. I'm like, yeah, I can't either. And it just keeps getting better the more I listen to it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the, you know,
Dads agree.
The old like pop music trajectory was like, I'm gonna do like 2 like really bubblegum pop Disney, teen Disney or whatever records, and then like come into my own as a songwriter in my late 20s or whatever, after I've experienced some things in life. And it's like, no, just right out the gate with the 18-year-old, 19-year-old thing, it's just like, good. It's good for you.
Yeah. Well, and still like, and writing these killer like pop songs, but also like writing like these pretty like pretty heavy and and it's like, and I can't help, you know, I mean, it's like, it's such the obvious and just kind of like dumb and unfair comparison, but to me it's very kind of illustrative of just like, you know, because as a dad of of a tween in the, you know, in those years, I did spend kind of an inordinate amount of time with the Taylor catalog. And I do think that like there are things about her that are interesting as a songwriter, but I think they're mostly bad. they're interesting because of just like because it's just like somebody who is just so kind of like nakedly. I mean, what's interesting about her is just her kind of naked ambition, and she's so much more interesting as a business person than as a songwriter, and her writing is just it all has like this kind of like super performative
self-aware, like super self-aware, like
but it's also it's like that. It's like that fucking Hillary Clinton thing, you know, where it's like she's always trying to convince you that she's a human, you know?
Yeah.
And it just makes it that much more obvious that she's not.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
people
She's
don't,
just
humans don't
chilling.
do that.
Something up.
Yeah,
What's
Taylor's
the thing that
like
humans don't do is constantly
exactly.
trying to convince you that they're
Right.
human.
And it's like Taylor stuff always just has that kind of try hardness about it, which like that can be kind of charming, and I think that's what like people respond to maybe so strongly to the people that do, you know, adults like who like her, but to me like Olivia Rodrigo like is actually the version of that is like that's actually real and human and good. And like it's like the inverse like of it. It's so kind of like parallel because it's kind of operating within the same kind of landscape, but it's just doing it completely the negative image version of it, where it's like, no, everything that's bad about that is actually good about this. And it's like it's actually firing and it rings true, where this other thing kind of rings like really hollow. Anyway, that's music critic corner of Tari podcast. Good. Now that we're back. But I did go to Europe and saw some cars, and it was the first time that I had been to Europe in a couple of years. And really, I guess the last time it was just like the UK and then like a few days in Spain. And so the time before that was really the last time I'd spent any time on the continent. And that was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And it was interesting. Just kind of continental Europe scene report to see how the landscape had changed a little bit. I talked about a little bit kind of in the lead up to this in past episodes about our adventure. So we went to Switzerland because that's where my daughter wanted to go, and then we went to 2 Swiss cities, Lucerne and Lugano, and then we went to Verona in Italy, and then had a kind of a half a day in Milan tacked on at the end. But it was interesting. Like each town kind of had its own kind of unique automotive thing going on, but kind of the overarching things that I noticed were just like a lot more electric stuff than in the US, and then the last time that I had been there, a lot of just kind of like cute, quirky little kind of retro ish EVs, you know, like little mini EVs that are kind of like, I mean, you have like the new little Peugeots and Renaults that are like, you know, kind of EV spin-offs of their like 80s cars, you know, that kind of do the kind of, you know, obviously drawing
homage
on,
or whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of like taking these styling cues and updating them for a modern platform, but in a way that's pretty appealing. There's fiats and like a new kind of updated kind of fiat. What's the God damn it, why am I blanking on it? The no, not the Strata, but what's the it's the Brahma. God damn it, what is it? What's the like the 80s, the classic 80s
Panda?
little Panda, yeah. So there's the 80s Panda, which is like the classic like boxy Giugiaro one. Then there was like the Audis,
The little bubbly one.
which was kind of like bubbly and had this kind of funky, interesting greenhouse where it's like the side window profile is round,
Yeah.
and then it has like kind of like a little square rear 3/4 light. So there's like a new little updated EV version of that's really cute. The new Renault Twingo, which when I saw that when it was rolled out, I was just kind of like, whatever. That doesn't have the charm of the original Twingo. And when I saw it in real life, knowing what it was, I kind of thought the same thing. And then I started seeing them more often and not realizing what they were and being like, "Ooh, what's that cute little thing?"
It's so
And
real.
it's like, "Oh, that's the Twingo." It's not cute in the same way as the original Twingo, but it does have its own, like I did come to appreciate its own kind of unique cute spin.
It's like, compared to the original Twingo, it's not charming. Compared to everything else on the road today, it's like incredibly charming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Yeah, I mean, there's kind of a whole boatload of those things that I started seeing. It's funny, like in the progression of our travels. I mean, like Lucerne was like this very, like, I mean, we talked, like, I think I told the story to you guys about how I used the AI vacation planner just because, like, I had no fucking idea, like, where do we even go in Switzerland, you know? And I just like was just curious to see what it would tell me. And so it did, you know, it was completely hopeless as an actual planner, but it did like kind of, you know, produce some good suggestions of places to go. But these places, like Lucerne, like this beautiful, like absurdly beautiful lake city, just, you know, like you're on this lake kind of ringed by you know, alpine mountain peaks, and it's just like, you know, just a ridiculous place.
You can tell why they named that Buick after it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I kept thinking of the Buick the entire time. Kind of like
This is
Pontiac
beautiful,
Le Mans.
just like that Buick.
Exactly. Well, I think they actually named the city after
Yeah,
the Buick.
I think
The
that's
tracks.
correct.
I think.
Yeah.
They renamed
Yeah.
it.
But this was a very highfalutin city too. So it was a lot of just kind of like German Luxo stuff. And the neighborhood that we were staying in was, you know, pretty homogenous. There was like a 2000s era Maserati Quattroporte that was parked down the street from our hotel, like on most days, which I got a kick out of. But apart from that, it was just not a lot of interesting stuff. When we got to Lugano, which is a much more, like, Lucerne is very German Swiss. We got to Lugano, which is kind of down on the Italian border, much more Italian. And again, another kind of like beautiful Swiss lake town, very charming. These, you know, like, you know, kind of old medieval city alleyway type streets and stuff. But there, for whatever reason, the mix was much more diverse automotively, where you still had a lot of just like, you know, rich people toys. but mixed in with actual like real cars. So that's where I started seeing a lot of the kind of cute electric stuff, and but also just like a shit ton. I mean, I saw so many Lamborghini Uruses, like that, like it just like those cars. I mean, every time I see like what's the Volkswagen version of that?
Touareg.
Is it the Touareg?
Yeah.
Every time I see one of those Volkswagens, just so like it just. I mean, I saw one yesterday, and it's like it's so just nakedly the same car.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, man. It's like, and I did see a handful of Purosangues, the Ferrari SUV. And I'd seen those the last time I was in, like I saw one of those in London a few years ago, and it seemed ridiculous, but it also kind of had a bit of presence. That was kind of the feeling that it gave me at the time, seeing it for the first time. This time I started seeing them more frequently, and it just looked like they actually look good. They look so much more Ferrari-ish than a Urus looks like a Lamborghini. I'm sorry.
It's its own platform.
This is way more successful as a, exotic Italian SUV that kind of maintains its sports car, ties to its sports car brand. Anyway, moot point. It's like I don't know why these observations even matter, but
I mean, for cross-shopping purposes, probably a lot of our listeners are thinking about the next car.
If you're and if you're kind of on the fence about whether to go with the Purosangue versus the
Urus.
Versus the Urus, but also versus what's the new one that everybody's mad about? The
Luce.
the Apple Ferrari. The Luce. Yeah. I didn't see any Luces. I don't think they're quite on the road yet, but Purosangue, if you've got that whatever $500,000 burning a hole in your pocket, and you need full 4-seater V12 capability, I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. I got off track though. What else did I Verona was kind of more like as each step along this kind of journey, like it opened up the automotive lens a little bit more. Started seeing more kind of like old weird cars in Verona than any of the other places. Like an old Saab, just like inexplicably parked in the old city of Verona.
A very old Saab, like an OG Saab.
Yeah, like a 60s one. Just like old Mercedes or Alfa Romeos, like 60s, Mercedes, like a Pagoda SL and a really cool Alfa Giulia, 60s Alfa Giulia coupe, and so much cooler and better car spotting there. I did see, when we were in Switzerland, I did kind of plan like a day trip kind of thing, like on a tour bus, which I've never been
on a tour bus.
Part of my, I've been on a tour bus, but as a, it's never been part of my traveling MO, to do the kind of group tour thing. But I did want to give Natalia, she wanted to, I think that she wanted to see like kind of Sound of Music alpine mountain kind of vibes. And I wasn't sure if either of these places that we were staying in were going to deliver that. So there was like this bus tour thing that I found that takes you up into the mountains. It's like a day long, like a full day thing, but you go out, it took us to a few of these kind of Swiss, alpine villages, Interlaken being one, the OG Interlaken, Rory.
Oh yeah.
And saw some cool stuff there and much more. Again, like, it's interesting to see, like, there were Mustangs. Saw Mustangs.
They
like
were sold
new
there,
ones.
right? Oh, they are. I think they are being sold there, though.
Yeah.
Mustangs.
I mean, there's other American stuff. I did see like a Cadillac or two, but not in any. I didn't see any Corvettes, but I did see Mustangs, like multiple ones. Like it wasn't like a freak thing to see one.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. And the Hoflinger that
Oh yeah.
that was in one of these alpine villages that we stopped in, and we were just like, we had walked up to see this I think it was in this town called Lauterbrunnen or something. It has like this famous waterfall, and we're walking back, and I just glance up, and this guy has like a little shop, and there's this Hoflinger just like parked there. And those things, if listeners don't know what we're talking about, it's HAF Linger,
named after a little horse.
and what's that?
Named after a little horse. All the
Is that what it is?
Starpooks are named after horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a little, I mean, I guess they were originally designed as like military. I mean, it's kind of like a Jeep, right?
Yeah.
Like a
farm truck. Yeah.
like a 4-wheel drive kind of utility vehicle.
It's basically like a flat board with a little triangle nose on it, like upturned nose to kind of protect your feet. But it's Starpook.
It's a cab over, right?
Well, they make them open and they make them as a cab over, but it's actually not a cab over because the engine is mounted between the axles. So it's mounted under the floor between the axles. It's an air-cooled flat, either a flat 2 or a flat 4, I can't remember. But it's like independently sprung, air-cooled motor, super unusual like approach to, but like the Starpook, the bigger Starpook, which name is escaping me for some reason right now, but
there's the Hoflinger, and then there's the
Pinzgauer. Pinzgauer.
Yes.
The Pinzgauer is a cab over.
Okay.
But the Haflinger is like, it's meant for like individual, like you said, like troop transport, but like 2 guys, like in a Jeep. But yeah,
it's like the same footprint as a Jeep. And actually, the thing is, when you see them in pictures, they look bigger. And when you see them in real life, they're tiny.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking golf cart.
Yeah, it's like kind of a proto side by side, really. But yeah, they're so cool and so weird. Like, and like they're also like incredibly capable, and they're super lightweight.
Right.
But yeah, they're both of those Pooks would be like high on my list of like, if I had a ton of money to just blow on shit that never ran, like that would be.
Yeah. No, totally. I mean, that's the thing. It would be the perfect, just kind of like, farm truck for you, Rory.
Yeah.
Just for motoring around
exactly.
the compound.
Yep.
I did, I walked up the driveway and I was taking pictures, and the guy kind of, who was just like moving stuff around to shop or whatever, like saw me, and so I went up and was talking with him, and and he was surprised that I knew what it was, you know. And he's like, "Do you guys have these?" Because he asked where I was from. I said, "Well, I'm from the States," and I said, "Yeah, no, we don't have these. I just know what it is because I'm a weirdo."
Yeah.
And but he started, and like, and this was like, we're walking back to the bus, like I'm with the fam, and I just say, "Hey, I'll be right back. I'll meet up with you guys," and it's like we're supposed to be back at the bus in like 10 minutes or whatever, and this guy just starts like, it's that thing where it's like, oh, you show interest in in somebody's vehicle, and it's like, okay, now they're going to tell you everything about it.
I've been waiting for this moment since the last time
exactly.
it happened.
But he was awesome, and he was just showing me like the transmission and how it had the transfer case, and he was explaining, and he had limited English, but he just kind of like a combination of gestures and and a little bit of German or whatever, and he was showing me how it's it has like the kind of crawler gear that that he can put it in, and it's got like a plow attachment at the front, and he was telling me about how like in the winter he can just like plow just like so accurately, like basically like centimeter precision, just like around these corners and stuff. It's portal axles too, right?
Yeah.
Just super, super cool. And so yeah, I was just like geeking out on that for like 10 minutes, and I was just like, sorry, man, I gotta go.
Yeah. They're super cool.
Yeah, that was a highlight. What?
So I have.
Okay.
I got to go at like 11, maybe.
Okay.
I have one story of wrenching triumph and one story of wrenching torture that I could do either this one or the next one. Or we can stay on Switzerland.
Let's I'll pause.
Well, if we
We'll
want to stay on
pause
Switzerland, I can do a longer next time.
I'm trying to think of like what else. I feel like I had like a conclusion, but I'm a little bit. I got off track. So let's go to you, Rory.
All right, I'm gonna get a cup of coffee.
And
one sec.
And I'll collect my thoughts. and draw my European conclusions at a later date.
Were you in the same part of Italy? I remember you were telling me ages ago about you took a trip to Italy when you were like college age, like a longer trip. What part of Italy were you in then?
That time we went all over. That was kind of part of the thing, was we had like Eurail passes, and so we were just fucking going everywhere. But this time we were just in the north in Verona, which I do have some stuff to say about, because it was like really cool, but kind of fucked and just like in interesting ways. And
Montagues and the Capulets are still going at it all these years.
That was part of it, yeah.
A lot of John Leguizamo shot a guy in the street.
But let's come back. Let's come back to we'll conclude European Vacation on our next episode, and in the meantime, let's go to some Rory
wrenching.
Tales of Rory wrenching.
So the GTI has been out of service for like 3 months,
right?
And could not figure out. Finally, figured out why it.
The immobilizer.
Well,
it had been
immobilizing, and I think. Two things happened. I did them both at the same time. One of them was that someone who will remain nameless, who's helping me with the car, moved a fuse from the fuse location into a placeholder fuse location that's just plastic and doesn't have any metal contacts. So I plug that back in. And then there is a CAN bus gateway that is located on top of the steering column inside of all the plastic and stuff. And you can...
CAN bus is like... That's something that like it's kind of like the entire wiring harness kind of thing.
It's a series is like computers. So there's different CAN buses that control different systems on the car.
Okay.
Which is not how I would engineer a car, but
it's how they've
how all
all
modern cars
decided
are,
to.
yeah. But this little gateway is like a piece of plastic the size of like roughly the size of a iPhone, maybe a little bit bigger. And what it does is controls the key's ability to communicate with the CAN bus. And I guess sometimes it likes to be unplugged and then plugged back in and then work fine. So we got there, but it's still misfiring. And it's so funny because it's like all these cars have this modern like diagnostic system, and it's like, oh, you're misfiring. This sensor is hotter than it's supposed to be, or it's drawing more voltage than it's supposed to be, or whatever. And it's like, well, what's the cause of that? And it's like, oh, it could be anything. It's like we have all the sensors, but it's like there's literally 20 things that can cause this symptom, and it's like could be injectors, could be any number of sensors, could be the cam variable valve timing mechanism is stuck or broken, or the cam's failing, or there's a boost leak, or there's a whatever intake leak, or like there's a million equally likely things. So it's like this process of like eliminating them one at a time via like various archaic and strange tests. So I'm like now at the point where I'm probably going to have to take the motor kind of apart to see some things inside of it, which is like my wrenching triage thing as a kid used to be like immediately get to the most invasive, most difficult thing. And now it's like put it off as long as possible, even if you have a hunch that it is something. So I'm probably going to be doing that this weekend, like taking a large part of the motor apart and really getting some eyes on some stuff, which is, it's like a act of desperation. It's like we're here. We're at the point where it's like I've blown MAP sensor spray on as many different sensors as I can, and I've unplugged and plugged back in as many things as I can, and now it's time to like take the car apart. So not looking forward to it.
Go after actual mechanical
inside the motor, and it's like like I said, you might get in there and find out like it kind of just needs a new motor, or like there's
how many miles?
It's like 101,000 miles. But honestly, the thing with the car, it has been super reliable and super like trouble free, but it is not driven hard ever, and it's a direct injection car, so like fuel is being sprayed directly into the cylinder.
Yep.
And if you're not ripping those from time to time, like that's when things start to happen. So like the turbo wastegate.
Well, you get that like carbon buildup on the valves and stuff.
So that's.
I mean, have you looked into just doing like, I mean, people do like that walnut blasting or whatever, or like they put like, you take like a drill and some zip ties or whatever and stick it in there and like whip it around.
One of the things that I will be doing this weekend.
Okay.
But getting there is like you got to take a lot of shit off the car. I mean, there's just getting in there is a nightmare. But so. Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, that's a thing. That's a thing on my car too. Like all these direct.
Yeah, it's
GDI engines.
It's
which I just think is like goddamn injection.
It's like, yeah, you know, all this stuff too is it's like, there is a real like just engineering complexity into the car, and it's like, yeah, okay, were you able to make more power at a better like emissions profile or whatever? It's like, yeah, but like, is there an easier way to do that without like introducing a system that requires you to like take the engine apart every 50,000 miles? Like, I would guess like if I was an engineer, that's what I would be looking for, is like, oh, can we also still own this car without these huge invasive, but
Well, that's for car companies. That is a you problem, not a us
well, it's
problem.
actually, and it's actually like a excuse for them to take it into the service bay and then be like, oh, you need a timing belt and water pump too. So speaking of that, I have had a number of wrenching successes, including there's a trainer at the gym that I go to who had her bike stolen, and like a few weeks passed, and very providentially, someone had thrown a specialized rock hopper from the 90s, which is like a really cool mountain bike, up into a tree. And it's like her size, and we like wrestled it down, and I was looking at it, and it was the derailleur had been like broken off and forced through the front sprocket, and like there was no axle on the back of it. The chain was broken. It was like someone had just like tossed this bike out, probably very drunk. But I went to a friend who has like this bike rental business, and I went into their like little scrap, like this basement scrap pile, and found enough parts to get it like back rideable. So solved that problem for somebody. I did another crazy car repair for somebody the other night. But then this friend of ours, Mia, she's 22, and she has a NA Miata that is like super clapped out. Someone had built it into kind of he was calling it a drift car. It's not a drift car, but it's got like Willwood brakes with like bias adjusters. It's got like.
Did he weld the diff?
No, the diff is not welded.
It's not a diff. It's not a.
Yeah, it doesn't have an angle kit on it or anything. But it's got some cool stuff. It's got a real roll bar. It's got a short shift kit, like with the big like racy shifter, and like some Anki wheels, and like it's a legit cool build. And she called like a week ago, and or 2 weeks ago, and she was like, "Hey, my car is not sparking. There's no spark coming off the spark plugs." And I was like, "Oh, you know, I was nearby. I was like, I'll come look." And so I checked. It was like check the relays, check like all the little like fiddly stuff, and then I was like, "Can you get in the car and like crank the motor?" And I took the oil cap off and looked down inside, and she was cranking the motor, and the cams weren't moving at all. And I was like, "Oh, like you've got a timing belt." And like so she ordered the parts, and like very gamely like helped me and Jimmy take it apart and replace the timing belt. It's a non-interference motor, so it didn't damage anything, and it ended up being kind of like reasonably easy and straightforward to do. But brand new timing belt, just absolutely shredded, like broken in half. No idea what would have caused it, but it was great. It was like, this like run while the GTI is down of like getting other people's stuff back on the road and getting fixed is like, kind of keeping me sane. Cause I think like the GTI thing is such a like, I've never been in a situation before where it's like, I have not been able to figure something out for this long. And like, you really start to question, like, should I have just taken this somewhere? Like, should I have taken this to the dealer and paid $5,000 to get this done or whatever? But like,
Rory, what it is, it's the wrenching equivalent of, can you want to add a little bit? You want to add a little bit of weight to this lift?
Yeah.
Well,
that's the thing is like I will not
as your capabilities have grown,
now I'm in CAN bus mode.
It's like the challenges have to grow as
I know.
well.
And I can't. You know, I say like, should I have taken this somewhere? It's like I'm never gonna take the fucking car somewhere. Like there's no way.
I would have taken it somewhere immediately.
I will never.
I would have just been like, fuck this.
I will never admit defeat. Because the thing is, like the thing with this is like the guys at the shop are gonna hook it up to the reader. They're gonna see a bunch of codes, and they're gonna start doing the exact same shit that I'm doing. It's like they'll have parts on hand, so that'll make it faster or whatever. But it's like they're gonna start testing exactly the same shit in exactly the same order. Maybe they'll get it done a little bit faster, maybe they won't. But it's like I won't be paying them $150 an hour to do like the diagnostic part of this. So anyway,
yeah.
But
I mean, there's also the chance that they would have looked at it immediately and just gone like, oh yeah, this is the same fucking CAN bus issue that like fucking
yeah, I've seen 3 times.
Like,
this week
this
or
again.
20 other guys have come in with.
Yeah, that's true. That has not been my experience with mechanics generally. I think like
Right.
the odds of getting the hyper knowledgeable, experienced mechanic who can solve the problem right away are about as good as me stumbling onto the solution reading Reddit at 2 a.m. But
Right.
yeah. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's been a weird wrench. The funny thing is like I had this in my head of like, okay, by July I'll probably have the 911 on the road because like, and the 911 has
Why
not been
wouldn't
touched. It's just been me staring at the GTI and reading forum posts and scanning it again and unplugging something and moving something and scanning it again. And it's like, life sometimes does not go exactly the way you expect. But I gotta log off. I gotta go meet a Haggard guy for a cup of coffee.
Nice.
All right.
What's that gotta be about? All right, boys. Stay tired.
Stay tired,
Stay tired.
friends. We'll be back with you
Monday.
again soon.
Yeah, bye shortly.
All right. Peace out.
Bye bye.